In this class, I'll be teaching you about argumentative essay, comprehension, punctuation marks, consonant fricatives, and also words associated with military rule and democracy. Argumentative essay. An argumentative essay is a type of writing that presents an argument or claim on a particular topic and supports it with evidence. An argumentative essay is a type of writing that presents an argument or claim on a particular topic and supports it with evidence. The goal of an argumentative essay is to persuade the reader to accept or agree with the writer's point of view. The structure of an argumentative essay, like all other essays, is divided into introduction, body, and conclusion. The first paragraph, which is the introduction, offers a brief overview of the topic. The body of the essay is divided into paragraphs where the writer develops the argument and supports it with statistics, evidence, and facts. The essay ends with the conclusion where the writer restates the main points and the thesis statements. Next, we move over to how to write a good argumentative essay. How do you write a good argumentative essay? The first step is to choose a topic. After choosing the topic, you take a position on the topic. Are you supporting the topic or are you opposing the topic? Except it is required for you to write for both sides, which it happens on very rare occasion. You are always required to choose a side of the topic to write on. After taking a position, you gather evidence, proof, statistics, and facts that helps you to prove your points in the essay. You present your arguments logically. In an argumentative essay, the goal is to persuade the reader to accept your point of view. After presenting your arguments logically, you also provide counter arguments on the opposition side. Remember, in choosing an argumentative essay or in writing an argumentative essay, you must choose a debatable topic, you must have a thesis statement, you must create an outline, and also write your essay. In choosing an argumentative essay topic, do not select a convenient topic. Do not select a topic because you feel it is easy, so you can have a lot of things to write on. No. Select a topic that is thought provoking. It should be a thought provoking topic where you can research about facts and evidence. Many students tend to confuse or mix up argumentative essay and debates because of the similarities they share. Though they are similar, but they have some differences. An argumentative essay is a written form of argumentation where the writer presents a claim or thesis statement on a particular topic and supports it with evidence. Now, the goal is to persuade the reader. That means in an argumentative essay, the reader is the audience. In an argumentative essay, it begins with an introduction that contains the thesis statement. It has body paragraphs and it also has a conclusion. It has all the basic characteristics of an essay in it. While a debate is an oral exchange of arguments between two or more people where each participant presents their viewpoint and tries to persuade the audience to accept it. That means in an argumentative essay, the goal is to persuade the reader to accept your points of view. And how do you do that? Through your essay, which begins with your introduction, your body, and also ends with what? Your conclusion. While in a debate, the goal is to persuade your audience through the logical and orderly presentation of your facts, your statements. In a debate, it makes use of opening statements, use of vocatives like Mr. Chairman, the panel of judges, timekeepers are acknowledging the presence of your audience, and the structure and presentation of an argumentative essay and a debate usually differs. Next, we'll be moving over to our next topic, which is comprehension. Now, what is comprehension? I'm sure many of you have been answering a lot of comprehension passages, especially those of you that are still in secondary school or high school. So, what is comprehension? Comprehension refers to the ability to understand the meaning of a written text. It is a process of reading, understanding, and explaining what is written in a text. Types of comprehension passages. We have several types of comprehension passages. We'll be looking at some of them. The first is narrative passages. These are passages that tells a story and usually have characters, setting, and a plot. Narrative passages tell a story and have characters, settings, and plots. Examples, we have a short story about a young girl who discovers a hidden treasure in a backyard. Another example of a narrative passage can be an excerpt from a novel about an excursion. Number two, descriptive passages. These passages describe a person, a place, or thing in details from the word description. Descriptive passages, they describe a person, place, or thing in details. Example of a descriptive passage can be a passage describing a forest in the fall with colorful leaves. The next type of comprehension passage is the expository passage. Expository passages provide information on a topic or idea and are often used in textbooks or news articles. Examples of expository passages include an editorial arguing for stricter gun control laws, a speech encouraging people to vote for a particular political candidate. The next type of comprehension passage is the technical passages. Technical passages provide technical information on a particular topic and are often used in scientific or engineering texts. Types of comprehension questions. We have factual questions, inference questions, questions on grammar and sentence structure, questions on vocabulary, and questions on purpose, mood, and tone. Factual questions are also known as real questions because they are questions based on facts or ideas that are in the text. Factual questions are based on facts or ideas that are in the text. They require you to recall information directly from the text. Inferential questions, that is inference questions, are questions that require you to make inferences or draw conclusions based on information presented in the text. They usually involve analyzing the text to find implied meanings, author's purpose, or cause and effect relationships. Questions on grammar and sentence structure test your ability to identify and use grammatical structures correctly. They are usually based on sentences in the text. Questions on vocabulary test your ability to give the meanings of words and expressions as they are used in the context of the text. They also test your knowledge of antonyms, synonyms, and idioms. Questions on purpose, mood, and tone do not have obvious answers in the text. Rather, they ask you to use your close reading of the text to identify the author's purpose and the tone of the text, as well as the mood it creates. Questions on purpose, mood, and tone requires you to use your close reading of the text to identify the author's purpose, the tone of the text, as well as the mood it creates. Our next topic for today is words associated with military rule and democracy. Military rule refers to a form of government where power is held by the armed forces, usually through a coup or through other means of forceful takeover. Military rule refers to a form of government where power is held by the armed forces, usually through a coup or other means of forceful takeover. Democracy is a form of government in which power is held by the people through the exercise of their rights to vote in a free and fair election. Democracy is a form of government in which power is held by the people through the exercise of their rights to vote in free and fair elections. A civilian is a person who is not a member of the military, police, or firefighting forces. A coup is a sudden and illegal seizure of power from a government, usually by a military group. In Nigeria, we had our first coup in 1966. A military junta is a group of military officers who rule a country, often by force. A military junta is a group of military officers who rule a country, usually by force. Election is the process of choosing a person or group to hold public office through voting. Election refers to the process of choosing a person or group to hold public office, usually for a specified period of time, through voting. Representative refers to a person who is elected or chosen to act on behalf of others in a government organization. Representative is a person who is elected or chosen to act on behalf of others in a government or organization. Constitution refers to a set of fundamental principles or established precedents according to which a state or country or organization is governed. Constitution refers to a set of fundamental principles or established precedents according to which a state, a nation, or organization is governed. Civil war is a war in which different groups within a particular country fight one another. Dictatorship government refers to a government in which a single person or a small group holds absolute power and often exercises it in a cruel or oppressive manner. Dictatorship government refers to a form of government in which a single person or a small group holds absolute power and often exercises it in a cruel or oppressive manner. A dictator is a ruler who has total control over a country. This person makes all the rules and decisions without input from anyone else. In a dictatorship government, there is usually no respect for human rights or the rule of law. Human rights is a set of basic rights and freedom that every individual is entitled to, such as freedom of speech, religion, right to life, right to liberty, right to education, right to fair trial, right to vote and to be voted for. The rule of law refers to the principle that everyone, including the government, must follow the law and that justice must be administered impartially, fairly, and consistently. The rule of law refers to the principle that everyone, including the government, must follow the law and that justice must be administered impartially, fairly, and consistently. Our last topic in this lesson is consonant fricatives, and a native speaker will be taking us this lesson.
Hello and welcome to your next sound library. This time we're focusing on the fricatives. So the fricatives are v, z, s, z, sh, zh, and h. So let's start with f and v. So the F sound is a unvoiced sound and the v sound is a voiced sound. So we can again practice with our fingers on our throat. So this should not vibrate. So and so should vibrate. Okay, and then the next sounds are a little bit difficult. These are the and so is unvoiced and is voiced. Now for these sounds, you can actually practice this with your finger in front of your lips. So like this. When you're practicing the sound, try to touch your finger with your tongue. Like this. And just breathe out air. So now do the same, but add your voice. So it becomes a voiced sound. So see? So th, th. So everything and this. Everything, this. Okay, good. Now the next pair is a simple one again. S and z. So the s is unvoiced and the z is voiced. And then we have the sh, like fish, and the j, like in beige. So sh is unvoiced. So fish and beige. The j is voiced. So beige. And then the last sound that is a fricative is h, h, like hello or behind. So here it is a normal H sound we are used to in Dutch. Now let's run through them one more time. So f and v, like fan and van, and th, like everything and this, s and z, like Sue and zoo, sh and j, like fish and beige, and then h, like hello and behind. Good, so those were the fricatives.
We've come to the end of this lesson, and I'm sure you've had an amazing time learning about the different topics in this lesson. Thank you for watching this video, and see you in our next class.